Hey up guys, welcome back to Piggy Pen's Tube, where you've found me as I'm having a lovely herbal tea, or as you guys in the USA would call it, an herbal tea. Yeah, you dropped the H. What's all that about? Why do you do that? Herbal tea. This is actually peppermint and licorice, which is my favourite, and I'm a double bagger. You know, I've got to have a two bag tea. I'm inviting you to hit pause on this video and go make yourself a drink that feeds your inner need for peace, because that's what we're doing in this next half hour. I'm going to flip through a book by an illustrator that always makes me feel at peace. She's a wonderful illustrator. She's just released the third book in a series that I love. I've already bought the other two books, and she's gifted me this third installment, and it's because, well, I think she likes my content. She's always there commenting and supporting me, so yeah, in every sense of the word, it's a true gift. So I'm really grateful that she's done that. I really appreciate it, but she didn't need to, because I would have bought the book anyway. For me, she's a must buy. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna clear all these teas out of the way. It's not an advert for tea. This isn't a paid promotion. You know me, I don't do those. So yeah, go get yourself a brew of your choice, something that makes you feel, you know, chilled out, and join me back here in a second. Right then, I'll put my tea to one side. Let me have a slurp. Beautiful. So yes, when I first started my channel, I came across this book. So it was one of the first, I think it might have been my first flip through I ever did. It's called Earthsong by Sierra Truong. And I saw quite by chance on an Instagram as I was scrolling, I saw one page from this book, and it sold me on it, because I thought, wow, that's kind of what I've been looking for, something that's really my vibe, you know, when it comes to colouring. So I got the book and I flipped it, and as I said, Sierra in the comments were chuffed to bits that somebody had flipped a book, and I thought, well, that's lovely. She's obviously a really humble, sweet person, you know. She's got books prior to this series of 3 that I'm showing you today, but yeah, she were really sweet and grateful, and I thought, oh, that's really unusual and quite nice, because, you know, illustrators, they don't see videos like mine often, so I right appreciated it anyway. So I loved the book, I fell in love with it, but at that time I were absolutely rammed with buddies, and I have been ever since until March. But in the interim, I bought myself this book as well, Sacred Presence. This actually came first in the series, followed by Earthsong. So then I had 2 books. And as you know, I got all past myself with my buddying come end of February, and I decided to cancel all my buddies. And I've had a lovely 3 month of colouring on a whim. But do you know, the first book I pulled, as soon as I found my freedom and I had choice on anything I wanted to colour in my 150 books. A lot of them are untouched, and the book that I pulled was this one. So this was the first book I wanted to colour in when I got my newfound freedom, so that should tell you something. So yeah, book 1, Sacred Presence, and book 2, Earthsong, both wonderful books. Sierra Truong was born in Vietnam, actually, and she now lives in New Zealand. And she in the introduction of both these books, she lets you into a little bit of her history in Vietnam, and a sort of family dynamic, and how that caused her some pain through her childhood in a way, but she also had a really wonderful childhood in a lot of other ways, in ways that inspire her now with her colouring, with her illustrating. So I will leave you to read them if you purchase the books. But yeah, she's a fascinating lady. She's actually, I think she teaches yoga and meditation maybe as well, and she's got all sorts of strings to her bow. She's got such a lovely, chilled, beautiful vibe about her, and I really pick up on that even through just, you know, social media. So yeah, Sacred Presence and Earthsong. And then she's kindly gifted me the third book. She put a little note in just saying that she was excited to share this book with me, because she knows how much I love her books. And she's enjoyed getting to know me through my channel, which for me is like the biggest honour. And she's always there, really supportive. When we did the colouring for cancer stuff, she was always there in videos, leaving a comment and just showing her support. So I really appreciate that. So yes, this is Sierra Truong's Midnight Oracle, the third instalment in this series of beautiful books that are going to give you some inner peace at a time when we really, really need it. So let's have a little flip through now. The cover, just as with the others, it's that beautiful matte kind of cover that you get with Amazon printed books, which it is, just like the RJ books. That lovely matte cover, which I think looks more expensive and a little bit more high-end than the shiny covers. So it's cute and cozy size, and I think it's perfect for if you're somebody who enjoys cute and cozy and you'd like to bridge the gap between that and, say, you know, books that we might use pencil in as opposed to alcohol marker. This is a great way to bridge that gap. It's a little bit like RJ books in that respect. You're going to lean towards alcohol marker with these books, but they'll take anything. The illustrations are more mature. The illustrations are more elegant. The illustrations are more refined. They're more polished. So that's what I mean. But I still go to alcohol markers, and if you need it, coloured pencils as well. So that's what Sierra recommends as well. This is your front cover, your title page, sorry, which is the same as the front cover. By the way, I wanted to mention this lovely little, she's chosen this colour combination here. So the teal and the blue with little dots of pink on next to this purple, that's giving me inspiration straight away. So that's your normal copyright page. And then you've got this colouring book belongs to. And there's a mysterious kind of box here. So that's kind of giving us an idea of what may be contained within this book. This book is actually made up of, it's a little bit different to our first two books in that it's more of a picture story book rather than just random sort of images. It tells a kind of story, and it's in 3 chapters. I'll let you read the introduction because I like to do that myself when I get a new book, so I assume you might like to do that yourself. So I won't read all through it, but there's 3 sections. We have the Valley of the Sacred Lotus, which is inspired by Asian folklore. Oh, I've got some music on for this. How about this, eh? Let me just put you in the mood. Oh dear, getting myself in the mood. So I'm thinking misty mountains, sacred temples, maybe a little bit of Buddhism going on. I need to turn this down. There we go. Just keep it in the background. So yeah, that's the Valley of the Sacred Lotus, which is inspired by Asian folklore, misty mountains, sacred temples. So think, you know, up a mountain maybe with Mount Fuji in the distance, something like that. Something Tibetan monkish, you know, who knows. And then we've got Blackthorn. The world grows slightly darker in Blackthorn. So that's more like foresty, sort of maybe a bit darker. Think shadows and old magic, that sort of thing. And then we've got Havenwood, which is certainly more sort of dreamy and fairy-like. So you've got 3 very different chapters in this, which is like a picture story book. So the introduction tells you all about it. And then Sierra tells you how best to use this book. And this is a colouring test page for you as well. And you can see already how wonderful she is at illustrating. She's so talented. She's so talented and intelligent, and she understands colouring. She colours herself. So she's very much like RJ Hampson in that respect. And she colours her own pages wonderfully as well. And because she does that, she knows that with alcohol markers, we do need the line work to be a certain thickness. And Sierra understands that, as you'll see from her illustrations. It's perfect for printing on, you know, on this Amazon paper. You do get bleeds, of course you do. The art of colouring in these books is working with that. And I'm going to feature, I've got a couple of videos coming up. At least one is going to focus on getting the best out of your Amazon paper books with alcohol markers. And working with the bleeds, you know, you're never not going to have bleeds. You're always going to have bleeds. It's about what you can do to negate those bleeds. So I'm going to do a video on that. Anyway, less about me, more about this book. How to make your own bookmarks. So this book, right, in her other books, she includes oracle cards, which are beautiful, that you can cut out and laminate. And in this book, we've got bookmarks, and they are stunning. So these are bookmarks that I will actually colour. And I think if I do a live in this next month, because I want to get into doing the odd live, I'm going to colour in Sierra's bookmarks, just like Jess did on her live the other weekend. Because I think I'm a slow colorist on lives, so the bookmarks will be brilliant. So yeah, you find the bookmarks throughout the book. There's some in each section, and they are stunning. You can cut them out, and you cut them out. Part of the page stays in the book, and I think that's really sweet and clever how she's done that. So I'll show you more. So this is the Valley of the Sacred Lotus, and we have this cute little map. You might have heard me say before on flip throughs, I love maps in colouring books. I love maps in general. I'm a collector of old atlases and globes and things like that. So I do love maps. That doesn't mean my geography is good, by the way. So yeah, we've got this Valley of the Sacred Lotus, which is exactly how I would have imagined how she's described it. So I was sort of saying Japanese or Tibetan sort of mountain area. We've got these lovely little huts, all sorts of mystical creatures. Sweet little a sweet little title page for that chapter. And then we've got a gorgeous lotus flower. Can you see what I mean about her line work? And her illustrations, they're just wonderful. So this is a glimpse, can you see here, over this land. So you've got the same sort of mountains, but just in a little bit more detail inside this lotus flower. And it's something like, I don't know whether it's a fan or it's something really pretty. Gorgeous start. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Yeah, I forgot. I saw this page last night. And it's incredible. Look at the illustration in. I'll zoom in for you when I'm in the edit to show you, but look at the illustration here. It's beautiful. So I don't know for a fact, but I think Sierra she does hand-drawn illustrations, but then I think she transfers them and draws them digitally on her iPad or whatever. I could be wrong. She'll put me right if I am. The one thing I wanted to mention is how much I love Sierra's moons. Please, when we have moons, can we have moons like this? Sierra Truong style, because she illustrates the best moons. I want her to put all them dots in for me, and she does. It's so easy to colour a moon when Sierra's drawn it, and I know this from experience. So do you remember I told you that I coloured a page? It was the first page I chose to colour in all my books this month, and it was this one. I want a buddy with anybody. It's just something I wanted to do. I wanted to finally get into this book, and this is what I chose to colour, and I'm so pleased with it. So pleased with it. I've gone for this like bubble effect around the moon. So this is alcohol marker, which you can see there. So it's all alcohol marker apart from the moon and a frock. And then look how messy it is. So this is what I mean. You don't discount Amazon paper books because you think they're impossible to work with. You wouldn't know that were that messy, would you, looking at that? Well, that's what I'm going to show you. I mean, I'm a beginner as well, but I am comfortable, I would say, with alcohol markers because I did 3 hardcore months doing cute and cozy and nothing else. So I am comfortable with alcohol marker. I do feel more confident with alcohol marker than anything, really. I'm not the best at it by a country mile, but I don't think you can see there how messy and bleedy it is. But I've been able to achieve this from that, and that's what I want to do a video on and show you guys. Maybe if you started into colouring after me, so you're a beginner yourself, you might get something from that video. But these books should not be discounted because of the paper. It's up to you if you do. That's always going to be your choice. What I just want to make sure is that you're aware of all the little tips and tricks that you can use to finish your pages in a nice way. That's all. That is all I'm saying. I love this. I have just a tiny little drop of honey in it. It's beautiful. I'm enjoying the music actually. We'll leave it as it is. Do let me know in comments if it bothered you though, and I won't do it again. Right, so yeah, I just wanted to show you the moon and what a great effect I got from just some simple colouring. I think I didn't do any alcohol marker, I just used pencil. And then I highlighted some of the lighter bits with gel pen. And I'm so proud of this page. It's one of my favourite pages I've done recently. Anyway, so yes. Oh, I've creased my blooming page. Oh. Be more careful, Joe. It's alright, we'll crease it back the other way. Good Lord. But yeah, I love her moons. Her illustrations are just exquisite. A beautiful amount of detail, but not too much. But they're so far away from cute and cozy. They might be the same size and they might be on the same paper, but they're worlds apart. Worlds apart. This is stunning. Look at her nails. And do you know what she does as well? She draws hands really well, and I'll show you some more hands throughout this book. These fingers might look a bit long here, but it's the nails, obviously, that you can see that are quite long. But hands can be a problem for some illustrators. That's a gorgeous image. But I think she does hands really well. And they are difficult to draw. And they can sometimes stand out some of our best illustrators don't do great hands. You might know who I'm referring to, and it's not just one person. These flowers are absolutely gorgeous. And she's, if you're a beginner as well, you don't have to do much to this with an alcohol marker. She's so clever. She does illustrate for the people that she knows are going to be colouring in the book. She knows that we're going to be using alcohol marker in here with maybe a bit of pencil on top. So having some of this extra detail gives depth, adds shading already. So, it's perfect for beginners who want to go from, maybe you got into it through TikTok and Cute and Cozy, and now you want to kind of elevate your colouring a bit and step into a different sort of genre, or whatever the correct term is for colouring, a different sort of end of colouring, a different area of colouring, different type of colouring. This book would be perfect. I love her hairstyle as well, and her clothes. And if you check out her Instagram, which I will link everything, her Instagram, etc., in the description. I will link the other two books on Amazon as well. But if you check out her Instagram, she's just done a body colour with somebody on this page in her own book. What a privilege that must be, to buddy with the illustrator in a book. Eh? These are the bookmarks. So I would cut on this side of the line. That's what you're supposed to do. Cut just to this side of it, so this remains like a really nice clean thingy. You've got a page there then to colour. And these two, I would colour them while they're still in situ on the paper. Then I would cut them out. And I've got a laminator, and I've got some laminating paper left over from when I used to be gainfully employed. So I will definitely do these bookmarks and laminate them. I don't read much, and I don't use bookmarks much in my books because I don't have many whips, but I will enjoy just, having them and looking at them, and I will use them occasionally. But yeah, God, I love her moons. She's the queen of moon illustrations. But yeah, they're really gorgeous bookmarks, them. This is a sweet image and a lovely composition. All her insects and her flowers are drawn well. They're all based on reality. They're all based on real flowers. If she were to disagree, I'd say, well, you've got very lucky because they all look like real flowers to me. Yeah, beautiful. These are those that have got the inside still closed up and then the inside opens, I think. And I like that she puts a women, they always have lovely long hair, but she always puts them in a simple dress, and I appreciate that. I don't like anything too fussy. It's very natural with Sierra's illustrations. It's all very sort of sacred presence. We're like that as well. I'll just show you very quickly. Sacred presence, a lot of natural elements. And Earthsong, we're obviously about being in touch with, the Earth's vibe and stuff like that. And you've got oracle cards in there, as I mentioned. Check out the flip through on that on my channel. yeah, it's that's my favourite book so far. Obviously, this to me looks like it's going to be even better, but we're having a look now, aren't we? And then we've got some nice chill stuff. So that's going to be burning some sort of, what's it called? Some sort of essences and essential oils. Is that what I mean? Or what's the powdery stuff you burn? And that's like an orchid. Orchids are incredible, aren't they? They can look like dead sticks for months and then they come back and flower again. She draws people so well. And animals and the clouds. I've noticed this about her as well. Her clouds are beautifully drawn. Look at her flowers. She is one of my favourite illustrators. She's so underrated, which is why I go on about her. You know, when I'm talking about her, this why I go on about her so much, because I really. I've got a video coming up actually this month in March. I'm filming it later this week, and it's part of my, my best 10 series, my ultimate series, and it's best 10 illustrators unsung heroes version. And Sierra features in that. Spoiler alert. But it's, do you know what I mean? It's giving a spotlight to illustrators like Sierra that maybe aren't as well known. Composition on that book might look. She's so talented. Beautiful flowers. Gorgeous. Stunning. What is this creature then? Is this a mythical creature? It's got like ears like a lynx, but then this long tail. I don't know what that is. Love these. These are orchids, aren't they, I think? I don't know what these flowers are called. She's playing the flute there. Again, a lovely simple dress. Lovely fingers. They're done well, I think. Yeah. Gorgeous. You know me, I would struggle with this ornate border. I would do it with gel pen though, so I wouldn't use alcohol marker. I'd do that with gel pen. Naturally, it'd look fantastic in gel pen, wouldn't it? Gorgeous flowers. She does florals, amazing. Maybe she'll do a floral book one day. Maybe she already has, because she's got like she's definitely got some that feature yoga. I think it's called, and one called Slow Living maybe. But yeah, check out a back catalogue on Amazon. Now we're into Blackthorn, which is the darker sort of land. Maybe more foresty, old magic, that kind of vibe. So here we are, perfect. A lovely sort of castle turret. Maybe an old one, maybe on, a little bit dilapidated because this is growing around it. Gorgeous. And a beautiful dragon there. So we have options in these books as well for all year round for our beloved hashtags that we like getting involved in. These are like the eggs. Well, I know this is a dragon's egg, yeah? They're always drawn this way, but they remind me of Game of Thrones. Wow, what an episode that was. Oh, I like this because we've got like a double frame, which is really interesting actually. So this tree trunk here is providing a frame, and then we've got this window. So this would be, I would say this is like a wall of a ruin, because why else would you have a tree growing within it and you're looking out? So that's nice. And then we've got an excellent place to have a light source, casting some gorgeous sort of amber glow over all this foliage. That'd be lovely. Ooh, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that. So is this a mythical creature? Is it an old statue? Or is it actually a mythical creature that has like these wings on its head? That's unusual. Gorgeous moon. She does beautiful butterflies, look, and they're all sort of, you've got ones this shape, you've got this sort of shape butterfly, and from all angles she draws them really, really well. And you'd think drawing butterflies is easy. Well, I don't think it is, and I've tried, because having them on all different angles like this, they've got to be right. When they turn 3/4, that's difficult. That's not easy to draw. Not easy to draw actually. So we've got some books here. Some people love colouring books, don't they? Gorgeous moon. Absolutely gorgeous. All the craters in there for you. That's a nice, easy colour. You don't have to stress out about that. You can just concentrate on your lovely background. So this is obviously Midnight Oracle. So these are all nighttime pictures, which would be perfect for our hashtag actually in April. Myself and Holly's hashtag is for light v dark. This month it's hashtag pastels v darks, which is your darkest dark colours and your coloured blacks, colourful blacks. This book would be perfect. In fact, I'll do my hashtag page out of this book. That's a good idea. Yeah, beautiful. A sword with his spine growing up. And this orchid bookmark. Again, so good with composition, look. I like it. She knows what she's doing. And what you leave behind as well, you still have a page to colour, but it sits there not affecting anything in the book once you've cut this away. Do you get what I mean? You just turn that. That's nice. She does birds really well, doesn't she? Gorgeous roses. Which is the first page I'm going to colour? Oh, this is so like Beauty and the Beast, isn't it? Because he has that rose, doesn't he? That's sort of dying in the cloche. Ooh. Look, I like her fingers. She does fingers good. She does everything good. I like that. I've not seen many people blindfolded. So here we've got like a box of what could be treasures, which could be something. In this chapter, it could be something less nice, I suppose. Because it's kind of like, it's like things are overgrown, isn't it? It's like, why has this land been left in this way? Why is everything getting taken over by the vines? What happened here? It's quite mysterious. I love it. I like this because it looks like a jumble of leaves and trunks, but you could colour this really cleverly by separating the different layers of trees, which will give you distance going, pulling the focus towards this door. So once you pick out, you've got 1 tree, 2 tree, 3 tree, 4 tree, 5 tree, 6 trees. That would be a really nice colour, actually. And all this ivy. That's a nice little. There's lots of quick colours in here as well, but she doesn't make them tiny, like Small Victory style. But you can do one of these in less than an hour and make it look really good. Oh, I like that. I like this because you've got to imagine you're going to have a dark sky here. So for the hashtag for pastels v darks, if you're on the dark side with me this month and you've got this book, that would be fantastic. And then the moonlight would just be cast onto these elements. Gorgeous. And then this is the final sort of chapter of this picture story, Havenwood. So this is more kind of a softer fairy castles, sort of gentler kind of land, I would say. That's a beautifully drawn clock, isn't it? Have you noticed that we keep seeing these like mystical sort of, I suppose it would be a language in some imaginary language, or like hybrid, like I don't know what the word is for that, but it's lovely. She does wings really well. Oh my god, can you imagine if we got a Pegasus from her? I'd be well happy. Nice, these are like oak leaves. Look at her beautiful long hair. Very serene. This is unusual. I did see this last night and I can remember thinking, I don't think there's any other book where I've seen a gypsy caravan, and it's such a unique and enchanting thing. I find them really adorable. This could be done gorgeous actually for, I'm just trying to picture it for the hashtag where I'm working on, like using the darkest colours darkest value of colours, you know, those deep, dark jewel colours. And I'm just thinking of where my light source would be. So I've got this fire, so this could cast a golden glow on elements, and then I've got the moonlight, which might put these into maybe mainly silhouette. I fancy this. God, aren't she drawn it just wonderfully as well? So architecturally, you need to be quite good drawing something like that, don't you? She's fantastic. She's really good. Sierra, this is beautiful. If you're watching, I know you catch the odd one of my videos. This is stunning, this. She does remind me a lot of RJ in that she's accomplished. She's an accomplished illustrator already. I've said this before when I've talked about his work as well. You can tell when somebody's either trained a lot or it comes natural to them. You know, when they're really, really good at it, they just know how to compose an image, and it works. It's always balanced well. They make it look easy, but the results are beautiful. Whereas I think you can tell when it's maybe not a natural talent, but they're trying to get into colouring book production, if you like. And you can tell it's not coming as easy to them. And no shade to them, but I'm saying there is a difference. There is a difference. And Sierra's super talented. Super talented. That's the book belongs to page, but without the key. Couple more bookmarks here. That's gorgeous. All of these toadstools. And these which look like, I suppose they're a bit like colours. I don't know what they would be, but they're really pretty. I like this image as well, so you'd be left with that there once you've done your bookmarks. Oh, nice. I like that. I'm feeling like we're gonna, you know, with this new Magic Faraway Tree. Do you remember the books as a child? I'm sure I read some Magic Faraway Tree books at school. But I feel like we're going to get a little bit of a Magic Faraway Tree vibe happening in colouring. Maybe somebody should do a bit of a tag or a theme. Work on colouring wood and foliage, tree foliage. That's a lovely page. Ooh. Nice indoor library. It's very hobbity. I love that. Yeah, and again, we've got double light source, so that's really good practice when you've got a double light source. It's not easy. I'll pop a picture up what I did with a double light source. I think it had 2 or 3 light sources. I'll pop it on screen, and that was my practice doing light sources when I was started in Cute and Cozy. So you can see the cellar has lighting in it, but it also has a light coming down the stairs from a window. So it was really tricky to do that. It's always worth sort of challenging yourself to work with a double light source. Yeah, beautiful page. Oh, we have a fairy. We've got quite a few of these in the other books as well. So if you love fairies, you're going to love Earthsong and Sacred Presence. We get some mermaids as well in Earthsong. So the other books are equally beautiful. So please check out flips. I've got a flip of Earthsong, and you might see it on my. I'm sure somebody else has got a Sacred Presence flip. Fabulous. This is probably going to be my first page, isn't it? Because, you know, I love horses. That bow's gorgeous as well. Oh, I love how a dress sits. That's really sort of elegant, isn't it? That's a lovely, lovely page. I'm just imagining it now because the moon would be super bright. So this would be light. I mean, in reality, the elements would be in silhouette. So how do you make them? How do you colour them in that respect? I'm going to learn so much from thinking about this for our hashtag this month, working with coloured blacks. And I touched on it in my video about it, but yeah, I'd have to really think about that because in reality, these would be in silhouette because the moonlight would be so bright. but obviously, you know, we colour moons all the time, and they don't have to be in silhouette, but yeah, you want to make it look dark enough, don't you? She draws horses really well. How adorable is his face? Gorgeous. I do feel chilled. You know, sat here drinking my herbal tea, listening to me relaxing music. The Moon Vale Inn. That sounds like a place I want to drink. Ah, this is from the cover, this owl. This is really cute. It's not so demanding, is it? Look how, I mean, look at, I've got quite small hands. It's not a huge illustration, a massive commitment. People are missing a trick discounting these books. Now, if you really have tried Amazon paper and you don't like them, you don't like it, and therefore you've chosen not to colour any more on it, total respect to you because you've tried it. But please don't discount Amazon printed books, because they can be wonderful, and I find them to be some of the most fun I have, like in the RJ books. And that is it. So we've got something about Sierra there. Yes, she was born in Hanoi in Vietnam and now lives in New Zealand. She's so bonny, bless her. Yeah, these are books in the series before. So Slow Living, The Way of Tea. Oh, I should have used my tea bags for that flip when I get that book. And then Yoga Girls, and then she's got Sacred Presence. She's showing you there. But yeah, this is a series of 3 books so far. Oops. There we go. Look, so she's done Slow Living, Everyday Magic colouring book. Rhythm with Nature colouring book, Slow Living. Oh, so this was the Slow Living series, I guess. Way of Tea. Then you've got Yoga Girls colouring book. So if you love doing your pretty girls type things, lots of sort of human bodies, I guess, in there. Sacred Presence and Earthsong. So this is, I now have that collection of books is complete. Thank you so much for gifting me, Sierra. You really didn't have to, because you know what you are a must buy for me, as I have shown already. But yeah, I adore these books. And if there's a 4th one, I'll be buying that straight away. Don't be gifting me again. I'll be buying it. But yeah, check out the flip on this as well. So it's gorgeous. These are really cheap. So I think you get them for about, don't quote me, I'll put the link to Amazon in my description so you can take a look yourself. But I think they're about £8 something on Amazon UK at the moment. And I think they're well worth it. You're getting 40 illustrations. People are charging £12 now for a book with 25 illustrations on Amazon paper. So yeah, the good value for money as well, and it's just gorgeous. Look at that. That's that image. Ooh. So that's how Sierra's coloured it then. I'm loving this blue. Look, with a tealy highlight next to purple. So I'm going to colour a page in Midnight Oracle in April. It might feature as a video actually, because like I say, I'm focusing a couple of videos on these wonderful books that sit between cute and cozy and more elevated than cute and cozy, but they're not on the best paper, if you like. I think we need to work out how to get the best out of them, because the illustrations in these books are far too good to be left on the shelf, if you like, or left at Amazon. So yeah, thanks again, Sierra. A wonderful, wonderful gift, and I will treasure it, and you will see me colouring in it soon. Until next time, guys, from this more tranquil, peaceful video. Ta-ta for now.